The Breakup. Now with Mayo.
And you say you don't like David Lynch.
I don't. But that's funny, and David Lynch isn't funny.
It's not funny, Mark.
I have a greater tolerance for like weird, surreal humor as compared to surreal everything else.
Surrealist.
There's surreal horror, surreal humor. What's left? What
is there surreal drama, or is it just like can it never take itself seriously?
Or surreal like crime movies?
That would be, you know what? I'd actually dig that.
Yeah.
I'd be into that. Like, I don't quite... Is there an example of that?
I think we just found our like project after this.
I know. Yeah. Well, I've been thinking about what our project for what culminates from this podcast.
We can't sustain this.
No, we can't.
We've got
definitely
two more episodes.
We have like 10 more.
No. Being realistic, we have like 15 or 20.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
15 or 20.
We'll see. But then we have to launch into something else.
Our multimedia campaign of abridged entertainment, because my idea got shot down by Nick Stinchcombe because I'm not black.
That's probably a good reason. Then.
It's probably a good reason, yeah.
This is what we were talking about. David Wong is
the actual suggestion that I think Jesse had that is kind of tempting is if I did a Cromartie high abridged, but instead of it being funny, it's actually really serious.
Would be okay. That's an interesting take. You take a ridiculous anime
and just
or
make
something,
it really
make
deadly
it
serious.
Deadly serious. Not a wink in the thing. Like just
like I try and make it like this weird Lynchian horrorscape.
I would watch that. I would watch every episode of that before it was canceled. Welcome to The Breakup.
Welcome to The Breakup, featuring Sam and what's his face? I forget his name. It's been.
We are live in the studio.
We are together at last.
We are together. We can't see it. We are holding hands. You are so clammy right now.
I've been in a movie theater for 6 hours.
Jacob watched Star Wars twice, once with me and once with enemy of the podcast and nothing more, Jesse Cowell.
That's your one token mention.
Yeah, we're no spoiler zone.
No spoilers. We're going to talk about nothing else. Wait, no, the other way. We're going to talk about...
It is the opposite of that.
The opposite of that.
The very opposite of that.
So, let's get right into business.
Let's
not talk about how Snape kills Luke.
That Kylo Ren is Darth Vader's father.
Oh my god, what a twist. I especially love when Obi-Wan Kenobi comes back. No, I get those two mixed up. Qui-Gon Jinn comes back in the DeLorean, and he's like, Kylo, we have to go back.
Then he does like a really beautiful rap solo.
Yeah.
And I was honestly moved.
Well, I was moved until... One of the aliens picks up the space phone and is like, "Hey, you looking for that new sound? Here it is!" And then it was just a little too on the nose.
The accordion fire was unexpected and maybe a little too esoteric.
Why must you fill this podcast with lies?
I cannot remember whose turn it is.
It's yours.
Yeah. What? Sure, I'm gonna go with that. And if we've broken the trail, then so be it.
Why does there have to be the synchronicity?
I don't know. I like that there is kind of a pattern to it. It keeps us honest.
What is this Mickey Mouse operation?
What is this Mickey Mouse? No, Mickey Mouse. We also saw the Disaster Artist the other week.
We did.
Kind of everything is merging into.
Sam, what did I make you play?
Oh.
As you can tell, audience, Jay Waskow's real excited right now. Sam is hunched over. He is in what looks to be a fit of despair. I have not seen a man this morally just destroyed since after he read Ready Player One.
Not since Vince Lombardi ate the Cleveland Browns, says someone that just played such despair. Jacob made me play HunieCam Studio. Thank you. Which is a...
Give me a summary. Come on.
I don't even... It's like a spreadsheet with sexism. Like, that's how I would describe this game.
All right, keep it going. Come on.
So, okay, for everyone who's not played this game, and which friend of the podcast, Chris Felling, described as, "Oh God, this looks like one of those old Newgrounds games," and that's not inaccurate.
That's not.
It's like one of the. What is the genre called? What is this called?
Business sim, cookie clicker.
Sure, business sim. Where you manage cam girls and you try to keep them happy while making money for this evil anime girl who constantly insults you at every turn. Most of the game is made up of what I found of buying cigarettes and alcohol, but that's beside the point. This game, that's it. That's the game.
You buy cigarettes and alcohol. You also click on buildings to make them go faster.
You click on buildings, which I assume is some sort of metaphor for masturbation.
Is it?
Is it?
Are you?
Is it?
Were you?
Is it, Jacob?
That's gross.
You tell me. You made me play this.
I did make you play it.
Fuck.
Keep going.
It's been so long, and also sorry. We're very sorry. It's been a while. It's been long enough that I'm just numb to it now, but it feels like it was just a spreadsheet.
You're still not looking me in the eye right now.
I know, it's so hard. I'm going to try. Okay, I'm going to try to do this. It was a spreadsheet that I had to click on, and then there was misogyny, and that was the game. Yeah, no, I'm done. I'm good. I'm not going to fall under your spell, your magic spell.
The misogyny spreadsheet 101.
Mm-hmm. I mean, part of it, okay. My biggest problem with this game is I don't find really granular, keep juggle balls in the air simulator thing. Again, I don't know what the genre is. I don't like those games.
No.
I really find them very boring. Mm-hmm. And also, every time I looked at like anything deeper in this game, it just kind of hates women. Like, I looked at some of the profiles for the girls, and one of them is just like, you know, your typical millennial baiting, like, I hate anyone who is not straight or anyone who conforms beyond gay or straight, like anyone who is beyond the very limited binary that we have. And part of me, I only played the game for an hour before I got very bored and angry.
As our weird like preview shows.
God, it's so, I'm just rambling. I just didn't like it. I just didn't like it.
Well, this was your punishment.
I know, it was the punishment, so I was punished.
Yeah.
As was evinced by our previews.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's a question.
Sure.
I'm not going to ask you why you like it, because you said you only liked one thing about it.
One particular thing.
Does it all turn out, if you actually stick with it against all odds, does it turn out to be like a really subtle satire of like sexism and like clicking on shit? Because after a while, it's just like these women wanted these cigarettes.
Well,
and they wanted this booze.
Basically, what I would argue is the idea of presenting something as, here all these women are going to take off their clothes, behind what amounts to Cookie Clicker or Farmville or a game mode like that, that is legitimate satire. That is subverting thing that I think could have been executed better. I think this is not a good game for it.
Okay.
And I think your complaints, while many and cutting,
while myriad
and hurting my feelings,
you have no soul. You're not feeling anything from me complaining about this game.
You're just gonna straight up say
no. As we left Star Wars today, and I said I almost cried a couple times, you said I did not, because I am a monster.
You're lying.
I am not.
You are lying. You are lying right now.
Let's go to the tape. Go to the tape. No, we don't have that. Post-production Sam, go to the tape.
Post-production Sam, put in me crying right here.
Okay.
At how good Star Wars was.
I gotta ask, how did you come across this piece of shit?
I played the original.
There's an original?
Well,
this is a sequel?
This is a spiritual sequel to HuniePop, which is a matching game about dating girls.
Is it by the same person, or?
Well, it's by the same group. See, that's the thing about video game Samus. It's not just one person.
Oh,
yeah. And that was more... If you thought this was bad...
I did.
If you thought this was not good, boy howdy, let me tell you, you will not like the original to which it is based.
Boy howdy, you were in for a mess of misogyny, boy.
My friend...
You come to the wrong town.
My partner...
We respect women here. Yeah.
You're not going to like it. Whereas this one was more trying to be satire.
I guess. I mean, but the problem was whenever I read the profiles of the girls you hire, it's like one of those conservative uncles that you have who's trying to describe a millennial, and that is the least attractive point of view I can imagine.
That could be intentional.
Yeah, it could be, but see, this is this thing that I kind of occasionally run up against, and this isn't anything about you. This is just a thing I run up against in like a lot of.
We're gonna peer into the soul of Sam.
Let's peer into the soul. Yeah, a thing I run up against is I don't want to quite call it satire, but like media with a sense of humor, which is so deadpan that you aren't sure if it's being serious or not. And again, there's nothing that in itself is nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. There's some stuff I like that actually is very straight laced.
I feel like I'm on Howard Stern right now.
Yeah, right. Did you
do it? Did you do it?
Did you?
That's real nice.
I feel very dirty. Just that last 10 seconds that we experienced together across this table.
I said this is like Howard Stern.
I know.
That was not the direction
I know, but you created the prompt and I yes-anded you.
And
I need to bathe for 10 years.
Have you considered for a second that there are some darker demons we haven't touched on here?
We're getting off track. The thing I don't like that, like, and this isn't a charitable reading of the game, which is whatever, but
whatever.
I hate that thing where it's like, am I being serious? Do I really mean this? Or am I making fun of this thing? Oh, who could know?
There's a good bit of argument to be had that I'm sure once people listen to this podcast, they will come up to me, beat me over the face, and bring it down on me.
Happened before, it'll happen again.
It'll keep happening until the day I die. Is that you can make a shitty, horrible, chauvinistic, sexist game that's very bad,
yes,
but is bad, and then you go, oh shit, this isn't very good. What if we make it satire?
No, it's the Wiseau defense. It's like saying, oh yes, my movie was comedy. I was not trying to barrel my soul to the. It was funny. Mark, you tell them it was dark comedy. You tell them it was dark satire about.
You're getting off track with your shitty Wiseau. Come on, bring it back.
Excellent Wiseau.
This is what happens when I let you drink. I'm stone sober.
You want a beer? This is not a visual medium, but Jacob just expressed some disgust with his face.
You can have that sneer for the rest of your life, Sam.
And it will be imprinted.
It will be. It'll be on
a
shirt.
I have nothing left.
My sneer will be on a shirt.
I have nothing left to say about this game.
No,
I have nothing left to say.
Nothing.
It was. All right. You punished me.
I'll throw some questions at you.
Okay.
Who's your favorite girl?
I picked the nerdy one. Who do you think I picked?
Nikki.
I picked I don't know their names. They were ships in the night.
Blue hair.
She had glasses and she was
and
busted.
Blue hair.
Yeah.
Nikki.
Yeah. Sure. Whatever her name is. Bobby.
Here we are.
Jenny. Jillian.
Admitted it here first.
I'm running out of female names.
Admitted here first. Sam's waifu is Vicky.
Yep.
Round of applause.
I thought it was Nikki.
Shit.
Vicky?
Nikki.
Is it Nikki or Vicky?
It's Nikki.
Fuck you. It's been too long since we did this. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, ask me more questions.
What? Okay. So.
I picked the nerdy girl.
Did you use the hotel?
I don't think I even got to the hotel.
So, okay, let me break down.
Not the spa.
Not the spa.
Not the spa.
Not the spa.
There's a spa.
There is a feature in this game that, as you progress, and this adds onto your argument, so I'm just going to give it.
Yeah, okay, give me this point.
That hardcore fans can pay for the experience of personally meeting with their idols or camgirls in question at a greasy hotel. That's really shady. Where your girls get STIs.
Oh my god.
And I swear this is true. The one time I did it with Nikki.
Of course, oh god.
With Nikki.
Of course.
She got AIDS.
Oh my god.
With some Ready Player One.
Can we talk about Dark Side of the Moon? Please, can we talk about Dark Side of the Moon?
I think this is the first time I've broken you. Like I've just beaten you down into this growling mess.
This was revenge for.
This was dark.
This was revenge for. What the hell is the movie called?
Cosmopolis. I remember because I've watched it 4 times.
I almost called it Metrotown, which would have been about right.
would have been a Bean Ian.
It's because Metric did the soundtrack, which is quite good actually. Whew. Okay.
Talking about Dark Side of the Moon.
So HunieCam Studio, a thumbs down.
One thumbs
the
down.
Thumbs down. Thumbs I don't have down. Your thumbs down.
No, my thumbs are not involved in this equation.
This metaphor has gone too far. What did I make you do?
You made me listen to Dark Side of the Moon.
Yes.
Which I wound up listening to about 4 times. It was, I believe in the thing that you can't just experience something for an hour and get the full picture.
There are no rules in the punishment game.
There are as many rules as I want there to be.
There's many rules as I want there.
And they will change constantly, for I am a fickle god. So a special treat version of this is we watched.
Yeah.
As my Christmas gift to you.
Oh, is that what it was?
My Christmas gift to you, Sam, was Paul Blart Mall Cop 2.
This is going to require way more explanation than we could possibly afford in our podcast.
The point is, we put Dark Side of the Moon to it.
Yeah.
That's the basis.
Shout out to Death Blart if you're listening and you want to go. I've completely lost what I was saying.
Stop. We're done.
Completely.
Cut this out. Post edit, Sam.
Post production, Sam. Do something about it.
So.
Okay.
There are 9 tracks.
There
are 9 tracks apparently in Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah.
I would say there's only actually 7.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's like 8-ish.
Yeah.
Because I do not count Eclipse and Speak to Me all that much. They're part of.
Well, Speak to Me is barely a song.
They're set dressing to the thematic being that is the rest.
I mean, I guess someone who's listening to this right now wants us to somehow summarize Dark Side of the Moon, to which I say fuck you, but I don't.
Dude, alright, so Dark Side of the Moon is one of the earlier albums of Pink Floyd.
It's like a middle album of Pink Floyd.
Middle album of Pink Floyd.
It's progressive rock.
It is progressive rock, sort of. It's
very early progressive rock.
It's very experimental. New wave bossa nova.
That is
kind of deal.
That is accurate.
Listen to that. Listen to new wave bossa nova. It belongs on a Pink Floyd album.
Anyway,
so I had actually written out of 5 ratings for every track.
Oh, really? Like I did with Berserk.
I forgot to bring them.
Yeah. Do you vaguely remember what they were?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so let me count them up. Speak to Me / Breathe.
We're not counting those.
We're not counting.
I don't think they're tracks.
Whatever.
On the Run.
Breathe is a song.
I'm shaking my head at you.
What are you talking about?
Fuck you. Shaking my head.
Breathe.
We're starting with On the Run.
On the Run.
On the Run. I'm giving it 4 to 4.5 out of 5.
Okay.
It's probably my favorite track that I hadn't heard before.
Oh, okay.
I feel that it brings a really good tension.
Okay.
The problem that stops it from being a 5 out of 5 is that tension doesn't necessarily last on repeat listens.
I might actually play in some of them.
You get that early paranoia on the first listen or two, and then it just kind of is like, yeah, no, I remember this ride.
For audience, I'm gonna actually I'm gonna cut here. I'm gonna play a segment of On the Run.
Are we allowed to do that?
Yeah, totally.
Really?
Yeah,
really?
It's fair use.
Oh, fine, whatever. Time. I gave it a 2.5, 3.
No, okay.
It's
one of my favorites, actually.
Yeah, I appreciate Time for what it's doing. Yeah. This is and this will forever be the taste thing of just like
yeah.
Much like the Godfather 2 situation of I've heard later songs do this better.
Seinfeld is unfunny. Yeah.
Seinfeld is unfunny. The Great Gig in the Sky, 4 out of 5.
Yeah, that's solid. That's
4 out of 5.
I think that's the best track on the album, actually.
I think that it's a real good winner, solid winner. It's basically the opposite of On the Run.
Yeah.
Where here's this very kind of soundscape. Mm-hmm. That is a song. It's not just like weird noise.
That whole solo. So this song famously is an instrumental piece, except for a singer using her voice as like. This sounds really reductive as an instrument.
Yeah.
Like she basically like does this kind of like screaming.
Wow.
Yeah. Very famously. And that was just improvised. Just did that over the track.
And
there were some legal difficulties with that later.
It's very powerful.
It's
It's very good. 4 out of 5.
Yep.
We're finally at money already. Money, real quick.
Yep.
5 out of 5.
Yeah.
5 out of 5 piece.
I give that.
I was originally going to have On the Run be my 5 out of 5 and this 4 out of 5.
Money.
But Money is one of those songs that you kind of encounter in your life.
Yeah.
And if you're in your 20s or your 30s, you just sort of stumble into it at some point. But in those times I had encountered it had always been on a radio or something.
Yeah.
So the do.
I'll play
that
it
was
here.
very familiar.
I'll play it here.
But not the lyrics.
Yeah.
So this has been the first time I'd actually listened to
You hadn't
Money.
heard it, yeah.
And I was like, oh, I can dig it. This is really good. I like what this is doing. So 5 out of 5. Us and Them. I remember this being... This is one of the ones where it starts getting hazy.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, this is, to interject, this is kind of... There is a bit of a dip after Money before it gets to Brain Damage. And I really like both those songs, but they are definitely like, you get stoned and you just listen to them.
Yeah, and Any Color You Like is quite similar to that.
I think I like Any Color You Like better.
Well... For me, the weird joke about Any Color You Like is I always think of the Henry Ford quote.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the joke, yeah.
Except on the fucking album cover, it's a goddamn rainbow.
Yeah.
What are you trying to be, fucking clever? Screw you, Pink Floyd. I don't pay you for that shit.
There is no dark side of the moon.
Brain Damage.
Brain Damage.
It should probably be a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
I remember giving it a 3 out of 5 or something, but it's another case of Seinfeld is unfunny.
Yeah.
I have heard other people do this later down where I thought it was more to my taste.
Okay.
In respect to the Genesis, 4.5 or 4.
Okay.
Seems fair. Eclipse, I'm not touching that because it's just slowly fading out.
I mean, Eclipse is just Brain Damage's coda.
Yeah. It's just more of brain
damage. I like Eclipse, but so overall,
thumbs up. Just one thumb.
One thumb. Okay.
Thumb and a half.
Yeah, thumb and a half. Yeah,
thumb and a half. Oh.
I suspected you would like this because
This isn't funny though, so I'm gonna rant about why it's not Wish You Were Here and how I wish it was Wish You Were Here.
Do you like Wish? Have you listened to all of Wish You Were Here?
I've listened to Shine On You Crazy Diamond and Wish You Were Here, which to me are the two biggest songs on Wish You Were Here.
They are, yeah.
So, is there something else I should have listened to on Wish You Were Here?
I mean, Welcome to the Machine's pretty good.
Welcome to the Machine's pretty good.
Yeah.
Good job.
What's the other song?
Good job plugging Pink Floyd, Sam.
Welcome to the... Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. It's not Welcome to the Machine. It's Have a Cigar. That's my other favorite song.
Have a cigar.
Have a cigar.
Have a cigar.
That's the immortal line, which one's pink?
Although I honestly do like Wish You Were Here more than Shine On You Crazy Diamond.
Yeah, well, it's more heartfelt.
Yeah.
I was going to go into the story of like...
People can Google.
Yeah, you can Google.
Google the story.
Google the story.
Type in Google Sam's story about Pink Floyd. You'll get it.
Yeah. Google Syd Barrett, Shine On You Crazy Diamond. It's amazing.
It'll touch your heart.
So we had an interesting discussion, and
it'll touch your dick. Much like HunieCam Studio.
We're canceled right now. I had a discussion with a friend of the podcast, Megan Robinson, about like...
No, what?
Well, okay, I had a discussion with some people. I was thinking, so this is an interesting thing I did last weekend. I went to PodCon, which is a podcast convention, which if you go to PodCon, you just come back being like, what are all the podcasts I could create? And I was thinking about our podcast, which I utterly failed to sell except to like one person.
Who was the one person?
If I don't remember her name, if you were listening to her right now, I have not listened to your D&D podcast yet, but I will. But I was thinking, well, I don't know why it got me to think about this, but like a problem, well, okay, I won't call it a problem, but a thing that I worry about with our podcast is that we occasionally get really negative on the things that we don't like. And so...
And it's funny.
If you will, yes, it is very funny. But if you will indulge me for a moment, might we do a segment on how we might make the thing we didn't like better? Like,
this is unfair.
Yeah.
Because I am expecting you to just reach down under the table we're recording this on and pull out, like, this Christmas list of, here's how I would make the shitty game you made me play, Jacob, better. Whereas I've got to fucking, like, upstage.
Well, no, you don't have to make, if you liked it.
The album gives you
this is the problem. This is the problem with this premise, is we can't do it on the things we like.
The album gives you blowjobs.
Sure.
How I'd make it worse.
Oh, I like that. Okay,
don't like this idea.
Yes, no, I love that. I love that. Let's try that. How would you make it worse? With serious answer. It has to be a serious answer.
The jewel case bites your dick. or clitoris off.
Can you make it a serious answer? How would you make Dark Side of the Moon worse?
Every track is like Ichiban.
Friends of the podcast, Irritating Rainbow.
From Irritating Rainbow. Irritating Rainbow, if you're listening to this, and I really hope you aren't, please, I'm sorry. I
get the sense that maybe Ryan listens, but...
don't mention that.
I don't think he does.
Just have it be an entire album of, like, men giving orders in different languages, like a cowbell being like
terrible mistuned violins,
bad violins, squeaking chairs.
You know how you make Dark Side of the Moon worse? And a lot of people think Dark Side of the Moon is pretentious crap, but I think you make it more self-serious, if that's possible. You make it actually like by its own hype more.
You literally have a song called Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah, you have a song called Dark Side of the Moon.
And it's actually just like, it starts off with like this piano bit, and it's the woman from Big Show in the Sky, and she's like wailing and screaming again, and then the band just all gets together, and it's like, breaking away from the life that we've led onto the dark side, and then it like, those are the only lyrics in the song, and it breaks into like this King Crimson-esque nightmare.
Solos, lots of solos.
Like, it's one like drum solo it's a 27-minute song of an 8-minute drum solo, and then an 11-minute bass solo that I would like if this was a real album. I would be like, yeah, I love this bass solo, and you would go, no.
And that album was called The Wall.
That album, I haven't listened to The Wall.
Yeah, I think The Wall.
When I was working in the military, Master Warrant Officer, I shouldn't mention his name, was really into The Wall.
Yeah. Interesting. You mentioned that. That's weird that someone in the military-industrial complex would like The Wall.
All of the people who are the most anti-military I've met have been members of the military. Or I guess technically former members.
Sure. For HunieCam.
Yeah, how would you make this better, Sam? Lay it on me.
I mean, okay, within the premise of what it is, which is a...
business simulator.
Business sim about cam girls.
Yeah.
I guess I would make it about calling attention to the fact that what you were doing is completely absurd. Like, this idea that you were constantly juggling these things. You're making these women happy. You're buying them smokes. You're buying them liquor. You're making them go onto your cameras. Like, slowly the game would break down with your protagonist, like, eventually breaking the fourth wall and wondering what the hell he's doing.
Sam, I hate to interrupt this.
Yeah, sure.
Because ultimately this is a good idea.
Yeah.
How is that any different from the process you've just gone through right now? How is the weird pixie evil fairy coming out to the screen saying you have to do this job?
No, but it's not like there's nothing personal about it. She's mocking you for playing the game.
Do you see the trophy you get for the score?
I've seen all the trophies because they just show them to you.
Yeah. The giant platinum ejaculating
her just being like, you're a pervert, haha, is not as interesting.
It's not enough for you.
That's not enough for me. It has to come from a place of love.
See, whereas I would say the performance you're giving right now, in reaction to this game, is your dream.
No, my thing about HunieCam is like, it's awful. I don't like it, but I feel like you could do something with that premise. I guess the other thing is that, like, I feel like because it is literally a game about objectifying women and turning them into a resource, I feel like slowly the game is like they start talking to you and you start to have to be like, engaging with their reasons for doing this thing, and that they call you out on what you're doing in subtle ways, or like one of them is like, listen, man, I can't do that.
I can't keep doing this.
I've got to take care of my kids. I'm so sorry.
Can't do it.
And then you're given the choice, like you're gonna lose like a day's worth of money for this, and you're like, you're gonna make her do it, or are you gonna let her go? And you're gonna like,
We're gonna be a human being about this.
Yeah.
So you're wanting the visual novel S?
Yes. Oh fuck me! What have I done? I want it to be a visual novel.
I've done it. I've created the monster.
Oh my god.
Sam,
The world is upside down.
welcome to the NHK.
Welcome to the machine. So yeah, I'd turn it into a visual novel. Because otherwise I hate that kind of game.
So
Like,
sad.
I know. That's kind of it, I guess. Like,
Well,
what is our linking theme? It starts with a K.
fuck Chris. Let me just take out the fucking dictionary and give me a.
How about kiss?
I was waiting. Which one was this? Which one?
I promised I was going to steal from other podcasts.
Toronto.
Let's not. No context for that. Go listen to my brother.
Toronto.
Go listen to my brother. My brother.
No,
And
just
me.
cut this out. Just fucking cut it
It's
out.
funnier if I do that.
I can't just look up a letter on dictionary.com. Oh, here we go. Yes, I can. What are the oldest words in English? Pimp juice.
Kinship.
Now we're working.
Okay, now we're working. So because HunieCam is about
Companionship.
companionship,
And the seeking.
and Dark Side of the Moon is about like I've often argued the thing I like about Dark Side of the Moon. Well, yeah, we didn't do segments about like why we like these things, but the thing I like about Dark Side of the Moon is it expresses simple ideas very beautifully, and it is in its way about love and friendship. And
Did you know Japanese lawn grass is in K?
is it kudzu?
I guess.
Yeah,
But
it's
it
kudzu.
literally says on here just Japanese lawn grass.
But I would say kinship. That's my final answer.
I accept
Lock me
your
in,
final
Lucas.
answer.
All right, kinship. Episode kinship.
Alternatively, kale.
You're gonna massage that kale. What are you making me do next time?
Sam,
Yes.
you're going to watch the documentary Dogfight.
Okay. What is it about?
It is about backyard street fighting in guess the state.
It's Florida.
It is always Florida.
It's always Florida.
It's always Florida.
Always Florida. All right, dogfight. Jacob, I had forgotten what I was going to get you to do, but then we watched Star Wars: The Last Jedi, and I was reminded you will be watching Rian Johnson's first movie, Brick.
What's it about?
It is a film noir about high school students.
Fucking war film.
I know. I think you might actually like this. I'm gonna go out on a limb. You might actually like this movie.
Well, are you gonna put money on it? If I don't like,
Definitely not.
If I don't like this, I get to punish you.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope. Nope.
You
Nope.
heard
Nope.
him
Nope.
agree
Nope.
here,
Nope.
folks.
Nope. Nope.
I get to double punish him.
I'm never Nope.
There are no rules for punishment, Sam.
No. There's rules on when we get punished. There are no rules when we are punished. There is a fine line of distinction here. Fuck me. We'd like to thank Irritating Rainbow for your use of our theme song.
And I'm sorry for talking smack about Ichiban.
Yeah, we're real sorry about that. Irritating Rainbow, You Broke It, from the album Where the Truck Go. Find it on iTunes in the description. Jacob, final thought.